Welcome to the Screen the Screener College Basketball Podcast with your hosts, Mike Randall and Gus Kearns.
Welcome in, listeners, to the Screen the Screener College Basketball Podcast, where we're always talking everything college hoops. You could have been anywhere else in the dial, but you chose to be here with us, Mike and Gus, and we totally appreciate that. Sweet 16 is right here, right in front of us. Brackets have tons of X's, tons of smiley faces, tons of checks, tons of graffiti on them. I mean, who knows how your bracket might look right now. So what we're going to do real fast for you in a consumable package is give you 10 beautiful things from college basketball during that unbelievable opening weekend of the tournament. So let's hop in the car and discover 10 beautiful things about the tournament upcoming and the tournament that we just pleasantly had honor of viewing. Let's buckle up that seatbelt, keep those eyes open, and we'll take a Screen the Screener style road trip around the sport that we adore. Start line. We start our road trip inside that beautiful bracket. It's back. It's forced into existence by the greater good. Upsets, misseedings, lone, singular, loss of team VCU, other compromised teams, Kansas, UVA, gorgeous 15 seed with the nation's leading scorer, the most successful program in history, playing an underdog Cinderella role, the NBA's darling, possible first-round draft pick, dammed up by some Beavers, trusted names still alive like Nova and the Zags, all while hope still abounds for each and every bracket filled out by keyboard, pencil, marker, or crayon. Thank you, March. Thank you for that hope. Stop 2. Let's not forget those women over there on the other side of town, or other side of the country over in Texas. This weekend is going to provide Hoopers with just a lovely matchup of 2 of the best players in the nation going head to head. Do yourself a favor. Find time to take in some of this Iowa-UConn matchup on the women's side. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, skip this. Nope. Please don't. Both Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers are flat out ridiculous in the finest possible way. Caitlin Clark is shooting over 47% from 3 and will shoot contested threes from anywhere inside 30 feet. Oh, and this March, thus far, she's posting 8.5 assists per game. And let's not forget, she's averaging over 27 points per game. UConn's freshman guard, Paige Bueckers, is an absolute thief on the defensive end, owns special vision as a lead guard, and is a magician with the ball in her hands. Oh yeah, and she's averaging 20 points a game too. And both are freshmen. These two are amazing student athletes, and they provide perfect role models for little hoopers across the nation. What a treat to view that matchup. Stop 3. Time to examine the importance and value of straight-up shooting. With gyms, arenas, venues, and campus crowds just down, shooters will shoot with accuracy, elongate defenses, provide space for crafty creators off the bounce and paint touches. One of those shooters is Buddy Boeheim from the Orange. He's playing one of the top 5 players in the tournament. He's averaging over 28 points per game over his last 4 games. Yeah, that kind of works. Shooters are going to shoot. After shooting in the Dome all season up north, I guess the gyms in Indiana might seem kind of cozy for Buddy. Another shooter creating advantages is Johnny Juzang of UCLA. Minus wing Chris Smith facing Izzo, placed in the play-in game. UCLA didn't really seem to have good vibes rolling into the dance. Juzang, playing on a bum foot, has made 3 threes in each tournament game, all Bruin wins. And after playing a year at Kentucky and finding his way inside the seemingly now very mighty Pac-12, Juzang might think Indiana feels a little bit like home, or an open gym, or maybe just like Pauley Pavilion, a little spacious. Stop 4, please take time to admire the hoop windows, the hope windows of our sport. So thankful that our sport gets viewed through these windows each season. Our sport is unique in a variety of ways, and the hope and the opportunity is that most unique characteristic. Every season provides every program with 5 legit moments for life-defining moments. this past COVID season aside a tiny bit, we call them the hope windows here. Every season, team starts with hope that this will be the year, and that's no different than any other sport. This is the year we're going to get them. Then, every team has their non-conference schedule. This is hope window number 2. This is where we find a Richmond beating Kentucky on the road. This is where SFA can take down a Duke on the road, where San Diego State can blow out UCLA, or Drake can take down Kansas State and help define their upcoming amazing season. The non-conference schedule is hope window number 2. The third hope window occurs during the conference season, where a team like an 0-13 Texas Southern team can kind of start over and get right. A conference regular season championship means something, and it means you have a new opportunity. The fourth hope window, of course, lies with championship week, where most conferences allow conference tournament champions to garner that March invite ticket. Take a look at the Fairfield Stags. They made it to the final game with a sub-500 record. In that last hope window, the Drexel Dragons took advantage of that hope window. Old friends Patrick Ewing of the Hoyas and Rick Pitino's Gales thrived in that hope window and punched their tickets. And thankfully, the fifth hope window is assigned by our beloved Selection Sunday and March Madness. And we have a number of teams that are taking advantage of this fifth and final hope window. Let's please admire the 68-wide panel of hope that March provides. Stop 5. Time to hit the restroom, wash those hands, get some snacks. So, Max Abmas is still kind of awesome. Oral Roberts in the Sweet 16. Thankfully, college hoop fans will be able to view the nation's leading scorer this March, and this is appropriate. Abmas is not just a mid-major chucker who just loads up and lets it launch from any space on the court. He plays with pace, certainty, and is uber efficient. He is 10th in the nation in three-point percentage at 43% on over 200 attempts. Abmas was a Summit Player of the Year for good reason. His offensive rating is tops out at 127.1, and he's performed above his Player of the Year level down the final stretch of the season during the Summit tournament and in March. His true shooting percentage sits at a ridiculous near 65%. Just to parallel, pod darling Corey Kispert sits at 69% of true shooting percentage. Abmas is good enough to win a game, a 2 or 3 or 4 with a hot streak in March, and he's definitely not afraid of the big moment. All we have to do is reflect back upon that 33 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 made threes, 2 steal performance against Oklahoma State earlier this season. Abmas warps the floor in the best way possible, not dissimilar from what Dame or Steph do at the next level. They've already faced this Arkansas team before and had a lead at halftime. So looking forward to the Golden Eagles catching more snakes or gators or buckeyes. Or maybe this time it's going to be a peccary. That might be what's on next on the hunt list for Oral Roberts. Stop 6. This is the time where we maybe take a look and take the current temperature with a logical sample size. And let's examine Jason Preston's logical sample size with his run through the MAC championship for the Ohio Bobcats. Preston averaged over 22 points per game, over 5 assists, and over 5 boards. During that run, he had 10 made threes and 8 steals over those 3 games to lead his team to a MAC championship and into March. He is among the nation's leaders in assists and has that iconic hope window game against number 1 seed Illinois and All-America Ayo Dosunmu, where Preston dropped a line of 31, 6, and 8 with 3 made threes and 3 steals. Preston proved his worth during that first round upset, and he's slightly magical with the ball as well as a passer. The defending national champs know all too well. Preston is an issue, and he is healthy, efficient, silky, and just downright dangerous. It seemed like Preston morphed into what maybe Jalen Pickett of Siena was planning to be this season. A legit star with a logical NBA pathway. Stop 7, the Jug Handle, New Jersey staple in our weekly road trip and a lovely New Jersey brewery. It's just Rutgers here, and Rutgers for a couple of different reasons. Rutgers because they are not NCAA property. Love what Geo Baker and the crew decided to do there, and also love that they decided to play that first round game. They heard their name on Selection Sunday, and they got to play in March for the first time in almost 30 years. They win a game, and they take one of the legit national title contenders that we have, Houston, to a final shot and a final possession. They owned an 8-point lead with a few minutes to play. Rutgers is the opposite of what most Big Ten brethren teams were. They were tough, gritty, and almost pulled off an upset. Geo Baker's late turnover should not define his career. He helped change a program culture and program expectations at a school that's pretty much kind of stunk it up forever. His team was tough, it was really well coached, and it defended. It sounds a little bit like what Houston has built over the last 5 years or so. Congrats, Rutgers. #Garden State. Wait. What was that? Just like the Screen the Screener, co-host Mike Randall always states correctly, one of these playing teams always gets hot and advances. And Mike Randall's old Valentine, Mick Cronin, and UCLA just happened to turn into that team. If you predicted the Bruins would be that team, then you might be leading your pool currently. We thought the Darlings might be, cover monsters Drake, with Tank Hemphill coming back. Of course, picking Izzo to play that role seems pretty easy, and even Wichita State held some hope after taking down that Houston team earlier this season. And I don't think anybody was finding time for UCLA to be that team to get hot. They have a trusted point guard, Tiger Campbell, developing shooter in Huzang, who we mentioned earlier, really solid pieces with further opportunity. Yaquez, Jules Bernard, David Singleton. Just another thing to adore about the 2021 tournament. UCLA, with all those national championship banners hanging, they're playing Cinderella pretty well. Good luck Sunday against that unique Bama squad. And as always, listen to Mike Randall when consulting your bracket over at the Action Network and give him a follow. @RandallRant. He is insightful, entertaining, and just a ball, especially this time of season. Stop 9. So thankful to listen and to view things that we get to do this weekend. We get to see a Gonzaga team needing to thwart a reborn Blue Jays squad who's taking advantage of that fifth hope window. Then they match up with a fellow West Coast foe if they advance. Baylor and Nova both might shoot it over 40% from three against each other. Can't wait to see those balls flying over the gym. Coach Muss is staring the type of player he searched for while at Nevada in Max Asmus. Cam Krutwig is going to stare at Roman Silva's chest all game and try to figure that out. And all of those old friends, familiar voices behind the mics for those games. You know that they're going to be just as excited as any of the fans to do their job and do their job really well. Stop 10, our final beauty. It just belongs to that bracket. Good luck with your sharpened pencil or your weapon of choice. And do me a favor. Do the podcast a favor. Do yourself a favor. Take a short moment. Each team you advance in your bracket, be thankful. Be thankful for health. Be thankful for the very bracket that you're filling out. Be thankful for the bit of normalcy the bracket is providing for you. Be thankful for that conversation you're going to have with a coworker about that 12 seed who you thought might be frisky. Maybe it was the Gauchos. Maybe it was Winthrop. Maybe you're the one that picked Oral Roberts. Be thankful for family. Be thankful for those former and current teammates that you might reconnect with during the tournament. Be thankful and enjoy these precious games with the most unique smile and appreciation. And this is one of the most unique brackets that we've ever seen. And the most unique bracket selections always bring us closer together and allow us to universally appreciate something so diverse, yet unbelievably familiar. Maybe others should attempt this approach in life. Appreciate diversity so it grows more familiar, just like that bracket you're going to look at this weekend. Cheers, college hoop vagabonds. Stay safe, find that needed calm, and enjoy and adore every bit of the Sweet 16. Appreciate every part, even those ugly selections and picks. Thank you for letting us keep you company during March. We totally appreciate it. Mike and I are always honored to be in your earbuds or in your speakers. We're pleased to be one of your college basketball conduits. Really like what you're listening to, please give the podcast a follow over on Twitter, the S Podcast, efficiency of keystrokes, of course. Really like what you're listening to? Spread some kindness. Leave a kind review on your podcast consumption vehicle of choice. Kindness is always cool, everybody. And please, don't forget to give the originator the creator, the producer, the editor, the mind behind the Screener College Basketball Podcast, Mike Randall, over at Randall Rant. He'll keep you straight this weekend and definitely keep you entertained. He does a great job over at the Action Network. So happy to share a little March with everybody. Cheers, Salancha, gratulatia, arigato.
Cozy in the candlelight.